So boom, I'm up in this bit, bro. Just chilling, you know, overwhelmed with the information that we already know in our souls to be true. You know what I'm saying? We already know it was some bullshit that had to take place for the world to be like it is, for us to endure what we endure and still be in the situation that we in. I explained to y'all last night over on for JJ that, that we are a part of a covenant with moral obligations. You know what I'm talking about? We are obligated, committed. We have committed ourselves to be slaves. When you're part of a covenant, but we're being forced to be born into sin by way of debt. That's why the Americas is built on debt to keep you into sin, to keep you bind to this covenant. See, see how the government and God go hand in hand. 3GD for life, man. Globe, God, and gravity. Everything they created is for your enslavement, bro. Everything they written, everything they given you is for your enslavement. We went out and civilized these people for these people to come back to enslave us by all means necessary. They got to have your shit. They want it. They want it. And they ain't gonna give it back. I ain't gonna give it up. And they ain't got to because the fight's gone. The fight's gone, bro. Niggas won't even get mad. Like I'm mad by myself around this motherfucker. But it's just intriguing, man, to me. I always remember Miss Merriweather, man. It was something special about that lady. It was something special about that lady. She was a substitute teacher. And anytime she interact with us, anytime she interact with her, what up, D? Anytime that lady interact with us, those other teachers had attitudes about what she told us. They wanted to know exactly what she was saying to us. And then when we told them, they get attitudes. And we used to ask the principal not to let her come and substitute their class. She can teach here, but I don't want her teaching my class. If I'm ever absent, I can remember these things in my head. Teachers being mad about Miss Merriweather popping her shit to us, bro. And one thing that lady always, man, the lady told me, I don't know, I guess I was like a little special child or something. But she told me, said, boy, don't you never let these people make you forget about Creek. Because it's going to become a time when they ain't going to even have this Creek in these history books. So evidently she had been seeing in her lifetime them washing shit away, changing shit, flipping shit. She had to be witnessing this shit for her to tell me that don't you never let them forget. This probably was the best thing we had going, probably was Creek. The most truest history we had at that point probably was Creek. That's why I'm looking, man, there's a trucking company called Creek. You're not gonna remember. We passed by this trucking company when me and when my mother used to take me to my grandmother's house, bro. And I used to always look out there, and it was something about the word Creek that I always just used to look at and think about Miss Merriweather. And in my head, I used to say, that must be a black trucking company. From what Miss Merriweather was telling me, I'm like, shit, that black folks must own that shit. You know what I'm saying? From what she was telling me, she said that's what this is gonna be your first encounter with those Greeks. And see, Crete located like in between, you know what I'm saying? Like if we traveling from north and they're traveling, it's like they can come off this island where they're meeting. But the Christian bloodline come from us. Yeah, they con the creek out of their stonework. This shit become concrete. This is how I look at it. But I know that lady told me that was my bloodline in Crete, bro. She told me that. Don't never forget that shit. Don't you never let these people make you forget about Crete. That's what she said. And I thank her for it. Because I can remember her saying that shit. I can remember the white teachers The ones I told you coming over them globes and shit. Get mad when she substitute her. It was another lady named Miss Henry. She was all right too, but she wasn't as vocal with, you call it racism or a black pride, whatever the fuck you want to call it. She wasn't as vocal as Miss Merriweather. Miss Merriweather come in there and let you know who the fuck you is. She let us know who we were and how we encountered our enslavement and who was the enslavers and who we were. She separated Greek from Creek. She did that. And it's still instilled in me to this day. Now, that's an oral tradition for your ass. She did that mouth to ear. Like I'm doing it now, because that's what she told me. Creek does not have a large earthly burial or ceremonial mound typically found in North America. Archaeologists instead mounds. In Crete, the artificial tail layers hill found by thousands of years of human occupation and mud brick debris. The famous palace of Knossos was built directly on top of one of these massive Neolithic settlement mounds, which holds layers of history dating back 7,000 years. See, people was farming on this land. Now, whether it was the Neolithic Northeasterner or whether it was us, this was a meeting point. This was a meeting point right here. It was a meeting point. I'm just thumbing through this shit, bro. Like I'm just brainstorming, man, because this shit is so relevant right now. This 33rd parallel type shit that we looking at now, and the first people who built these structures, they can't deny it. And motherfuckers still digging and finding shit in the Americas now. Disrupting history, disrupting what they're saying about us, the shit that they try to put down and enslave us with, bro. So when we gonna goddamn stand up and tell these people we want a piece of this pie? We want a piece of this earth cross. We want the pie divided 4 ways. We want our shit. We ain't asking for shit that don't belong to us, bro. European and Africans first began navigating the waters of northern North America during different areas. European Norse Vikings were the first Europeans to navigate these waters, reaching Newfoundland around. So that's crazy, Newfoundland. They got a Newfoundland that they try to name and call that shit up there by that North Pole. Did they try to north us out? Newfoundland. I'm gonna let that go. It'll come back to me. I'm gonna research that shit, because that's how my mind works. 1000 CE. Later European exploration accelerated into the 1500s, beginning with, all the way up to the 1500s. This is when we encounter these people, bro. And these people coming in to enslave. All that shit already took place over there in the East, man. The South, they already bombarded the South. Them people went down in Africa and took all that shit. They took all of the South and try to connect you with the South and tell you they brought you over here from over there. But no, we know better than that now, man. Africa first navigated northern North America waters in the 1600s as crew members. Oh, they was on the boats as crew members, so well, labor aboard French, Dutch, English. So they enslaved the African. And they was on the motherfucking ships as laborers in the 1600s. So the African ain't never said according to them. I'm just brainstorming, bro. I just be tripping off this shit. The 1600s. Those early navigators in the Southern Pacific did not use the North Star, as it is not visible from the Southern Hemisphere. See? But everybody on the map right now, everybody can go out and look and locate that North Star. See, this is how you fuck these bitches up. This is how you just fuck the globe all up. They'll tell you that everybody can go up and look at the North Star. Then when you start getting Pacific with there, well, you can't see it from the Southern Hemisphere because it is no. It is no. Just like it is no equator that separate a ball of water. But you persist to listen to these people. You can't see the North Star from the motherfucking Southern Hemisphere. And we had to force them to say this shit by using mathematics and calculations and make them stop teaching bullshit to people, man. This the fight for truth. And once truth stand up, shit, you can stand up too. But you gotta stand up on your feet, man, on this plateau, cause this the Western Plateau, they fucking over, bro. I did a video last night called goddamn 3 a.m. on my other channel. It's really unfair 3. You'll see this guy for JJ or something. Just go check that motherfucking video out. I was just sitting up at 3 in the morning just looking at shit. Just tripping off this shit. No, only people in the Northern Hemisphere can see the North Star. Polarious. It's not a polarious because it's not a pole in the earth that this star in the sky aligns with. You can get up under and claim an area of the earth, but there's no pole there. I showed y'all who created the pole. It ain't no pole. So we've been chasing the ghost the whole time. Distractions, deceptions, 3GD. Ain't no pole. It's not a pole. It wasn't even called polarious until this man made it be some type of pole. That's why they call it pole. Polarious. I told you the pole lies within the word. Ain't no damn pole on this earth that align these stars, that these stars are magnetically or some kind of way intergalactically connected to some shit. It's just like they moving how they move. They gonna connect it to the earth and make a pole and mark a spot that they can't hide. Where they start creating that North Pole shit at, bro. Like I told y'all. The 33rd parallel south cuts across South America, Africa, and Australia. Notably, structures built exactly within minutes of the latitude includes. I told you Argentina very important to them. They trying to stay close to our ice. Our ice, Antarctica sits behind us. And the ice we got over here has structure to it. Columns and shit like that. I'll show y'all later on. But I know this land sits behind us and not up under us, sitting up on the ball. See, I know that. This land sits behind us. Antarctica is located in the Western Plateau. It sits over here on the Western Plateau. That's where Antarctica sits, behind us. Behind that point, that's where it sits. Now they're trying to get your ice and regulate your ice. So when they come in enslaving, that's when they start building on the 33rd parallel. But see, I tricked this bitch. Well, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how I tricked this bitch. Look at this shit. East London. These are cities. These are places that they built on the 33rd parallel. But it ain't ancient time. This is modern time, bro. This is modern time. Why y'all just now building on the 33rd parallel in these places that y'all coming to enslave? Because we came out on the 33rd parallel and we went and civilized. We came to civilize. Brought you agriculture. We came and civilized and gave you craters of civilization. And you come in on our land to enslave and start building where? On the 33rd parallel. See? See how that work? See how that work? Look. East London City Hall. A striking Victorian. How the fuck you get a Lake Victoria in Africa? See, they took all the South shit. Africa is the South. There ain't but 4 sections to this bitch. Once y'all do that and put that earth cross in your mind, man, y'all be able to see what the fuck going on. Victorian style municipal building completed in 1899. East London, South Africa. In East London, South Africa. So they clipping the land and calling it East because they Northeast. The Northeast doing their thing. But it's in South Africa. Africa is the South, bro. Belgium, all that shit. All them motherfuckers own Africa. They been took that shit. They took all that shit. They took all that shit. Them Africans can't tell you nothing but goddamn they love white boy, blonde head, blue eyed Jesus. All of them. All of them. They beat them out their shit with enslavement. The tools of enslavement. Whatever tools they had to enslave with, though, they used. Biblical writings, whatever they had to do. They goddamn took over Africa, bro. Buffalo River double, what that shit said, double-decker bridge completed in 1935 in East London. It is the only combined road and rail double-decker bridge in South Africa. How the fuck London is in South Africa, bro? You see what I'm talking about? They finally come in, imitating what you done in ancient times, and get on that 33rd parallel, and they structures don't get into the 1800s, bro. In so-called Southern Hemisphere. Ain't no fucking Southern Hemisphere. This is how they disguise themselves, bro, what the fuck they really got going on. Fort Glamorgan, a British military fort constructed in 1847 on the west bank of what that shit say? Oh, they been living underground. They been doing it. They got underground bunkers everywhere. That's what they call them, domes. You know what I'm talking about? Deep underground military bases. But see, the military work for the enslaved. The military is part of your enslavement. That's why all them wear them slave badges. Those badges of authority come from enslavement, bro. Come from enslavement. You know what I'm talking about? The Buffalo River. But they just not starting the 33rd parallel constructing in modern times. The biblical history ain't about 4,000 years. We know they got to restack these books and cause all kind of confusion. So they so stupid, they telling you they landing cars and building cul-de-sacs on Mars and anything to keep you distracted on this ball that you think you live on. The global economy. As long as you accept a globe, you got to accept the global economy. That ain't no globe. Got to knock that shit out the park. Make them goddamn stand up face to face and goddamn admit that they wrongdoing, man, and get our shit. Yeah, you gotta get these hoes. What that shit say? In South Africa, Buffalo River, Australia. And then they had Australia in the south 1 minute, then it be sitting up close to China in Japan in the east. Gwinnett the same way on both sides of this globe. They can't explain this shit. Why y'all ain't sailing around the backside of this water, of this sphere? Why y'all keep coming across the face of the earth? Why you keep coming across the face of the earth and you can goddamn sail around the backside of the ball and be undisturbed and be on your own shit? Don't worry about another motherfucker. Just sail around the backside of that bitch and you got to worry about nobody. You can sail right from the Indian Ocean right on into the Pacific without crossing nobody land. Because they full of shit. I'm going to show y'all how I bust this nigga ass up when I got to Peru. See, that's why I stood in Peru, bro. I knew that a lot of information was going to be uncovered because they were lying about the Nazca plate, but we got the Nazca lines showing that this is real ancient technology to have these Nazca lines that you can see from a top view, from going up, not up north, but up in altitude and looking down and look at those Nazca lines. And they saying the mathematics used to create those lines was the same mathematics that they used to build those pyramids in Egypt. I said, what? I said, this is where I gotta be right here. Then on top of that, that's where that Peruvian dope at. Look, that purple dope, boy, that's why I say I gotta stand right here until I figure this shit out. Roll the corn. Cut the coke. I'm cheap cut the coke. I'm cutting the coke. I'm standing on this cocaine because they didn't found cocaine all in the system of these pharaohs over here. Then I'm looking at the south. I'm looking at the where Peru is located at. It's like it's on the edge of the northwest tip of South America. It sounds strange, but then you got a Nazca plate, but they ain't got no land on it. It's just a plate that's sitting up on it. The tectonic plates bullshit too. But if it is a goddamn Nazca plate, goddamn it belongs to Unfed. This is my shit right here. I'm going to stand right here on this Nazca plate and look at these Nazca lines, these mathematical lines. They say it has the same technology that they ancient, they're on the ground. You can see the Nazca line. They say it's the same mathematics they used to build pyramids. And I said, Usco, what? I can't leave Peru. And then my nigga D been over here when I start tracing bloodlines, asking about the location of Florida, Alabama, Louisiana, it's pointing me to the tip of Peru because I'm now saying within. All I did was change the words to within North America. Because North America is just not the United States. They was going by province or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but when I got down said within North America, they point me to the tip of Peru. And you find a whole lot of shit points. You can find Ethiopia, and then the nigga rolled the corn finding the same type shit live. He live and saying, damn, I ain't never seen that. Goddamn, that's crazy. I'm screenshotting like a motherfucker. That's a goddamn. It's something very important about Peru, man. And that Nazca plate and them Nazca lines. So I said, I'm gonna stand right here on this coat right here, my nigga, until I figure this shit out. And that's what I did. And then when I go ask this nigga about Peru, when he said you can't see the North Star from the southern hemisphere. Peru is in the southern hemisphere. Huh? The fuck you talking about? It's a very pivotal point in this motherfucking shit. And I know it. Let me see what I got right here. Why indigenous populations like the Mapuche in Chile, whatever it is in South Africa, and I hate when that goddamn shit be all, hey, damn, yellow, what's up, baby? I'm up in this bitch. I said, bam. Goddamn, you said, let me go to this other one. Get discombobulated when yellow hit the building. No. My life. I'm gonna show you how I bust this nigga ass up, though. I'm gonna go on with the skip past some of shit. Elizabeth Station, see, this is some shit. All this Victorian, Elizabeth, and all that shit is coming into Enslaved. Now this right here is where I popped the ass with the skull and bone shit. You see that melanated man right there in front of all them skull and bones? Yes. Lands closer to the equator generally warmer than, okay, we're gonna bust them up with that, because a lot of these lands should be warm lands. They claim to be cold because they close to the equator. We're gonna bust their ass up with that too. They try to fix it. Because of this compact constellation, you can find it looking at the pointer star alphabet. Now this is how they created a cross. The crux. They created a crux for them to look at in the southern hemisphere, the so-called bill on the 33rd parallel. Man, they doing the same thing everybody else was doing. They navigating to that same star. Why they don't make it vocal? Why people in the southern regions don't make this vocal about how they navigate? I asked y'all earlier. I said, well, where they stationary star at? What star they navigating to? Now they navigating to a crux and running an imaginary line through here and all that old imaginary line here and this star and this star and this crux. This is how they supposed to be navigating in the so-called southern hemisphere. Boy, stop. Man, stop it. And this is how it's supposed to look like this. These 4 stars are supposed to form a cross. And they supposed to run an imaginary line down at a degree of angle and take them to, man, y'all navigated to that shit the same way they navigated to that shit, to that star that don't move, the star that don't move that you call North Pole and that you call Polaris. That's how y'all went to those structures in modern times, imitating the people that came and civilized your motherfucking ass. That's what the fuck happened. You built these structures in recent times. 1800s ain't shit. Y'all just not built these structures on the 33rd parallel in the so-called southern hemisphere. It's something real weird about how y'all motherfuckers move. I'm finna show you how I pop their head or what. If the earth were flat, the North Star Polaris would sit on the center of and then they hit the 66, then the 99. It would sit in the center above the dome, which I don't believe in no motherfucking dome. We ain't enclosed. You can't enclose God shit, nigga. It's infinite. If the earth is infinite, the skies are infinite too. I don't believe in that firmament dome shit because I don't believe in shit they say. If my ancient people ain't said it was a dome, I ain't going. If the ancient people ain't said nothing about no firmament, guess what? I ain't going. I ain't mad at you, but I ain't going. It got to come from my bloodline for me to believe. It got to come from the Western world. I ain't fuck Africa too. I listen to what you're saying and grab some good shit out of it if there's some good shit in there, but I ain't got no faith in you, motherfucker. I'm waiting on my ancestors to crank me up and wake me up in my dreams and tell me what the fuck to go with. The same way they woke me up and told me, said, that nigga, that's Japan. I was goddamn sleep. I said, man, ATL for trying to goddamn figure that shit out. I figured they come up out of my sleep. I said, my nigga, that's Japan. Well, right up and went in there and looked at that shit. I said, God damn, my ancestors came to me and told me that was Japan. I'm trying on that planisphere map. Theoretically use polarity to navigate to the third. Theoretically, it ain't theoretical because this motherfucker flat. But if it's flat, if the world was flat, the model, you could theoretically, okay, I give you a little theoretical word, but it's just how you'll do it. Use polarities to navigate to the 33rd parallel south. Because the star will never sink below the physical horizon. It won't. I know it won't. So how the fuck the star disappearing on this globe, but it don't disappear? Everybody can see the North Star, dog. Everybody can see this North Star, dog. Everybody been trying to get to the North Pole from all over the world. Both hemispheres. Niggas been trying to find Santa Claus, nigga. The fuck you saying to a G? From all over the world, niggas been looking for the North Pole and Santa Claus and educated with the same educational enslavement tool, indoctrinated education curriculum that you have given everybody, bitch. The fuck? But on that globe, people in the southern hemisphere would not be able to see the star Polaris. It don't make sense. Because we know we ain't sideways and we know there's a top view when we looking down at these Nazca lines that I'm talking about. I'm cheap cut the coat and not stood on Peru and waited to meet a nigga like roll that corn. So we got that corn and that cocaine and we gonna continue to understand deeper science and ancient technologies that was already here. Ain't nothing new under the sun. These people that enslaved us and talked us out of our shit, bro. And talked us out of our shit. I just be tripping off this shit though. Real talk. Simply look lower than the sky due to the perspective to reach the 33rd south, the 33rd parallel south on the flat map. You would measure the angle of Polaris until it drops to a roughly 33 degree below the flat Earth ceiling standard at about 14 degrees above the flat horizon. And that's what you see every day. Man, when I be looking at TV, I don't look at the name of the water. I be waiting on to see some water and see that flat line. I don't go for where you look at it, it's gonna be flat. The horizon is the horizon. Horizontal. You lay it out on a horizontal and raise to a living perpendicular at whatever angle you choose until you become straight up at a 90-degree angle. Yeah, I learned geometry, nigga. I used protractors and shit in school, nigga. I'm that motherfucking street nigga with a motherfucking head on his shoulder. I'm the nigga y'all hate. Nigga. Yeah, I used protractors and compasses and shit. I was using compasses before I learned geometry, nigga. I had some good teachers. I had to interact with my teachers. I got through my work too fast. I disrupt other kids if they didn't interact with me. When I get through doing my work, the teacher got to interact with me for me not to disturb the rest of the kids. You through with your work, yeah? Where did I put on your desk? Well, leave him. Well, that nigga talking to me. I used to cheat for niggas and help niggas pass their shit and cheat and give them the right answers and all that shit. That was me. Fuck y'all talking about. Fuck how I sound, how I talk, and how I country. Fuck all that. I know who I am, and I know I don't play with this shit. And I know how to catch a bitch when a bitch lying. In real life, look. Yes, the Andes Mountains in Peru split into these parallel ranges. See, this the pivot of this shit. Guess what I asked? Does Peru have any structures, ancient structures built on the 33rd parallel? Yes. The answer, yes. You son of a bitch. I thought you couldn't see the pole from goddamn this 33rd parallel north and south, huh? This the split. This the split. See, this is why I fuck him up at. Running north to south, the corridor occidental, western, and the corridor central and the eastern. Oh man, this is where it's split up at right here, y'all. That's why Peru's so important, y'all. I'm gonna keep on standing on this motherfucking coke, nigga. I'm gonna keep on standing on this coke, bro, cause this shit gonna tell some shit. These three parallel structures separate Peru's coastal desert from the Amazon basin. But it's on the 33rd parallel, nigga, and it's supposed to be in the motherfucking south. So it should be, you shouldn't even have it. You should, man, how I asked that question? I asked it the right way, and he fucked up and said yes. And then Watson break that can take you on up into Louisiana. See, watch this. So we're gonna follow that coin on down off in this bitch to clarify. Now you wanna clarify. See, don't try to clarify now, you little bitty bitch. Now you want to clarify shit. To clarify, the third parallel south does not actually pass through Peru, huh? Well, which one does? The north? You got to be parallel north then. It runs much further south. Okay, so you just told me the motherfucking north set right there in Peru, bitch. You bitch ass nigga. See, I love to fuck you up because you had me mad last night because I had to go find that screenshot just to prove about that bloodline, that Peruvian, that Javari bloodline. You tried to hide that last night and wouldn't say it no more. And I had to go get that screenshot to fuck you up. Then I jumping out. I don't play. I be brainstorming on your stupid ass just to make you tell the truth. Chile, Argentina. Argentina is right next to Antarctica. They around trying to goddamn get hold of our ice and all that shit and make it be in the center of Earth. But it's up on the bottom of this hole. So niggas flying over the bottom of a ball with your enslaving ass mentality. Nigga, we don't play. It's sitting much closer to the equator, roughly between the equator 18 degrees of latitude. Ancient. Yeah, now, hold up. I want to go find this culture where corn came from. Why this, y'all? Why this, y'all? Because we got to roll with the corn now. During the electric period, peninsula border. We're supposed to get the fuck on. Fuck is you talking about? This shit back up though. That shit back up though. Fuck is you talking about? They come in and fucking with me. I got to go find the culture. We gonna go and investigate some more. Peru holds an immense historical spiritual importance because it was one of the cradle civilizations of the ancient world, developing independently alongside places like Egypt and Mesopotamia. Oh, Peru, let's the fuck there through there. This is our cradle civilization for the Western world. This is the Western world cradle. Huh? Is it? Is it, y'all? Is it? Because on Fig got there, so he's standing right there till he figured this shit out. Because if I leave West, I should be running into all kind of goddamn cocaine fields, nigga. If I leave Peru headed west on the Pacific, nigga, I ought to be running into all kind of goddamn Peruvian flakes. Where all my goddamn dope at, bitch? See, that's how I think. Because I'm a dope boy, too, see? Bitch, if the Peruvian flake, my nigga. It goddamn, if the Peruvian flake is in Peru, huh? If I leave that bitch heading west on the Pacific, nigga, I ought to be running all kind of land. But they said the Nazca plate ain't got no land. But there's a plate that's turning and doing all this other dumb shit they said be doing. Fuck is they talking about? Hold on. I said, swag. Man, they got a G like me fucked up. I never stop thinking. I don't know how to stop thinking. See, I can't sleep for thinking. Especially when I know a bitch full of shit. I'm gonna figure your bitch ass out. If I leave goddamn Peru off the northwest tip of South America, if I leave that, see, that's where agriculture gonna begin at right there, bro. That's where agriculture, in my opinion, that's what I'm saying, agriculture began right there. If I leave that bitch headed west on that water, now I should be finding all kind of cocaine, which they did. I'm just looking for my dope, because I'm gonna tax that when I catch them. Them just my thoughts, my nigga. But why I did? Indigenous native population built their advanced societies while various alternative history theories discuss different origins. Mainstream archaeology confirmed that the complex engineering, agriculture, everything got to start with agriculture, dog. You got to learn how to crop to feed yourself, bro. You got to. That's got to be the cradle of civilization to learn how to goddamn grow crops. So agriculture got to be the most important thing to any nigga that's fucking with this shit. Real shit. Man, put that screenshot back up there. See, I be fucking with me. Put my shit up there. This bitch don't want me to go show this guy. Now get your ass over. Now get right there. Why I won't show that screenshot? There you go. Starting to hope. Why you won't show this screenshot though? Why that motherfucker must be very important. I'm clicking on the screenshot. It won't show this one. It show the one on this side. And it'll show the one. It won't show the one right. It won't show this one. But it'll show the one this. Why it won't show this screenshot? That must be the one got that goddamn. It's something about this screenshot. It won't show this one. But it showed this one. And it showed this one. But it won't show this one. Y'all see that shit? Unfair YouTube. I don't even trip about it. Why show this screenshot and that screenshot but won't show this one? Let me see what's on this side. Geographically, 80s Pacific Coast acted as a massive corridor, trade network, shared spiritual concepts and migration connection to people in South America and Central and North America over thousands of years of moving ideas, jade, gold, and agricultural techniques across. That's why the Mayan calendar will never be outdated, because it's the true form of nature. It's a real calendar because it deal with the seasons, it deal with agriculture, it deal with when to plant and when to do such and such and when to harvest and how the seasons change. See, that's what our ancient people were doing. We were mapping out the skies for us how the seasons go. For agriculture. Yeah, for civilization too. Yeah, for agriculture to feed ourselves, bro. The land of abundance. The Garden of Eden. There's a reason why I ain't show that screen. They fucking with me. They won't show my screenshots, bro. They won't show my screenshots, bro. I swear they playing. They did it one time before. They won't even let me click on these. That's crazy. That's crazy. They won't let me show my screenshot. Cause I got some screenshots and this bitch gonna show you. I think it's the people who got down. It's a culture that where corn actually started at. Then it reached Peru. Then it came to the North Americas. See, I'm rolling that corn for my nigga too. Where corn originated from, over here. Before it got out, we took that shit out to the world and civilized them. That's how they got the corn on their structures and all that shit. Cocaine in their systems and all that shit. Obsidian and all that shit. Peaches, pears, plum, and all that shit. That shit is indigenous to the Americas. But not really indigenous to the Americas. It's indigenous to the Western world. We the West, bro. And that's what we got to make them understand. We know we are the Western world. Because they slide that Western world shit in. You supposed to just think that's some Greek shit. The British own the West and all that type shit. Wild, wild West. No, bitch, we the Western world. And we the cradle of civilization for the world. We took agriculture out to the world for them to come back in and enslave us. Look at this shit. When you let me show my screenshots, I promise y'all. I can't even show my screenshots. I'm gonna get out that bitch and come back up on goddamn on my for JJ channel. This bitch won't let me show my screenshots. And I was goddamn holding that back because I wanted to show y'all. I think it's the Coral Civilization or Carnal Civilization. CANAL or CARAL is one of them. And that's what corn originated at. That's where the corn originated at. This motherfucker just made me stick. This motherfucker phone tripping like that, bro. I'm talking about for real. Now they go back down here. It won't let me show none of my screenshots, bro. That's crazy. It won't show none of my screenshots, so don't worry about it. I'll get up out this bitch. They can have it. I said a little something. But I just showed why I fucked his ass up at. That's what they don't like. I just showed where that bitch trying to motherfucking, let me clarify some shit. Nah, ain't no clarifying no shit. Bitch, you just said Peru is the motherfucking pivotal point, nigga. So if a goddamn star lined up with a pivotal point, that'll be the point where the goddamn star lines up, and that's the star. If the star lined up with any place on the earth, it'll line up at a pivotal point. And this motherfucker, the pivotal point of these mountains that go east, south, west, north, out. Yeah, this is the pivotal point, bitch. I'm sorry. I ain't stupid like the rest of my people want to let y'all think y'all know some shit, Mr. Gemini. Why the fuck you fuck on my screenshot, bitch? I can't put no screenshots up there now, y'all. Why I can't put my screenshots up on this bitch? D up in to get the fuck out, man. I know D probably already gone, though. Yeah. What D say? You remember we did trading. You remember we did a heap of trading. Yeah. Did a heap of trading, bro. And then goddamn what I'm saying, my nigga, the trading post was over here. I even traced Ethiopia to Peru, bro. You remember? We got there, we traced all that shit to the tip of Peru. Alabama, Florida. I'm gonna go get them screenshots and come back up and show that shit and show where the corn originated from, for real. It originate in Florida and in Southeast Americas and all that. It originated in the Western world though. It's the West. I still got them screenshots, bro. Mm-hmm. Ethiopia or something else, goddamn, we found in Peru. When we traced the bloodline, how we was tracing it, it traced it right back to the tip of Peru, bro. You see what I'm saying? And now we find out Peru is a very pivotal point in this bitch, just like Uncle Fed assumed. My assumptions be a motherfucker. That's why I stood my head right there on that NASCAR plate. Chief cut the coat. Yeah, it gonna tell a whole lot. I told you, gonna tell a whole lot of shit when we go to break and busting this shit up. They putting the bloodlines back, Albania and all that shit. That's how Alabama get its name. We did the Volk and all that shit, and all that led us right back to the bloodlines coming right there from Peru. And the corn ain't started in Peru. It started there. I think it's Mexico, but it's another culture of people that really started the motherfucker. I got the screenshot. I'm finna come back up over there on Fed 3. I got to do some cleaning up first. I got to straighten up my baby a little bit, but I'll be back. Shout out to the first lady, man. My life. Yeah, I call her my life now, D. My chocolate baby, dog. First lady on Melanation 3GD, man. We do this shit for real in real life. Yeah. But Peru is on the 33rd parallel north. You can't take that back. Don't try to clarify now. They done took all my screenshots and everything. These motherfuckers ahead. Hey, man, truth don't need no help. This shit ain't gonna bend, break, not ever motherfucking fold. And I'm gonna goddamn put this truth out here until I motherfucking DIE. And when I DIE, I ain't gonna DIE. I'm going right back through that melanated disc, my nigga, and chill and carbonate in the heavens and send this real energy down to my niggas that receive it. Cause I'm gonna be talking to you niggas through your souls, nigga. On pause.